Good morning, friends. Long time no vlog. It's been a minute since we have posted anything. That's not to say that I haven't been vlogging. I've just been vlogging and then deleting everything I vlogged. So I'm just not happy with it, and I'm just stuck in a rut. So I'm determined to come out of that rut and continue having fun with this and trying to make a difference. Yeah. So it's raining. I don't know if you can hear that rain, because we need rain every day, right? Right. But anyway, it's okay. It's fine. It's better than snow and ice. Ish. I think I would rather have snow than rain, I'm being honest. Yeah. So I just got done at the Y. I have an appointment today, and I thought it was in the morning. So in my mind, I wasn't going to work out today. Then last night, I got a reminder for the appointment and realized my appointment was at noon. So I took advantage of that. I'm trying to listen to my body. I'm not doing a great job at it, but like, I'm trying to get comfortable with 9 miles. I'm comfortable with 7 because I've been doing this for a year. So I didn't just come out with 9 miles out of the gate. I've been building myself up to 9 miles. But I am struggling. Like, it's my legs that are getting tired. So I think I need to get my legs stronger. I would think that would help. It's okay. I did 7 today, and then I took a break. I didn't take a break, but I went to the weight machines. I did my abs and I did my legs, and then I went back and I'm like, I'm gonna do 2 more miles. Now, we just did 1 more mile, so I did 8. I have a loose goal. I want to go on some type of hike this fall for my birthday. I don't know why, I don't know where, but I'm just gonna keep plugging away, get myself stronger. Sorry, I have something in my eye. Pookie and I are going to a movie tonight. We're gonna see I Can Only Imagine 2. My husband is going on a men's retreat with our church, and I should have probably made sure there was someone home to watch Mister, but he can either come with us or hang out with my dad. Hopefully he can hang out with my daughter. It'll be good. It'll be good to get out of the house, and she's lonely, and she wants out of her house too. So it'll be fun. Okay. Yesterday at the Y, I'm pretty sure it was yesterday, there was this cute older woman that had a whole basket of these. I think they're candied almonds, I think. And she was passing them out to everyone. I forgot about them, so I got them out. I'm gonna eat those later. I thought that was cute. Yeah. I have a lot on my mind. I'm debating whether or not to do a Facebook Live because there's things that I want to talk about and educate people on and bring to the attention of people. But I prayed about it at the Y, and I want my speech to be honoring to the Lord, and just because I have opinions doesn't necessarily make them correct. I think in this case they are correct, but I think there is a way to educate people in a positive form. Yeah. Needless to say, the foster care system can be interesting sometimes. And that's kind of what I want to touch on. So, a lot going on this week. There are some people that we know that are going through some heavy things, and I've been doing a lot of praying. It's hard to see people that you care about or people that you admire or friends, whether they're in your life or you don't see them much. It's hard when they go through hard things. It's hard to watch that and know that they're hurting and struggling. Yeah. Well, I'm almost home. I just wanted to start this vlog. Hopefully I send it. You never or send it. I don't know where I'm going to send it. What I meant to say is hopefully I finish it. I'll try to get some footage today. We have therapy today. I'm going to get an iced coffee from Dunkies. I love the iced butter pecan coffee. However, I'm trying to just do it either once a week or once every other week, because that could be a bad habit. We don't need that all the time, so I'm thinking of going to the thrift store afterwards, but I probably won't. I want to see Miss Kitty. I haven't seen her in a while. There's another one that lives there too, but I think his name's Luna. I don't know that I've seen Luna. So I'm gonna get ready, get out of my soaking wet clothes because I am soaked from the sweat. And I will hop back on here on the way to therapy. Hello again, friends. I'm back in the car. My hair is wet. Like, it looks like I got out of the shower. But I didn't. She's just sweat. She's just sweat. I'm gonna fix this. Okay. That's okay. So, chat with me on the way to Dunkies and our coffee. So, I have a question. Let's talk about foster care. Okay? This is our process of getting licensed, as I remember it. And this was back in 2021. Okay? So in 2021, we had to go, I want to say it was 6 weeks of classes. Okay? In person. So we were driving from the town we lived in to the town we took classes in. Nowadays, I think you can do it all online, I think. we had to get like first aid, CPR certified. We had to have home studies, fire inspection, get our water tested, loads of paperwork. This process took like 6 months, okay? Fingerprints, background checks. Not just any background check. It's a specific background check, okay? And I'm sure there's more. I don't know. Oh yeah. So any adults. Now at the time we didn't have our children were not adults. But any adults living in your home also have to get the same background check, the same fingerprints, everything, okay? So that's not all. So then you get licensed, okay, after that whole process and everything's into SACWIS, then you get licensed, okay? You don't just get licensed and then you're good. No. So you have to, at the time, you had to renew your license every 2 years, go through another home study, another everything, okay? Now it's 4 years, thank God. However, we are due for more. This is probably our third round of background checks and fingerprints, all right? Now that our children are adults, they also have to get background and fingerprints, okay? Anyone that watches your children have to be approved with background checks, everything, okay? I know people that actually spent money on that and it was the wrong type of background check. When you have children, when you get, so you're licensed, your agency calls you and they have a placement option for you. So you take the placement, okay? Excuse me, my nose itches. When you have a foster child, so we've had Mr. for over 4 years now, okay? We're adopting him. All of these years, we have had to have every month a home visit from our agency and from, there's a fire or an ambulance coming past me. His agency and our agency every single month. That's 2 home visits. And then when we had Mr. and other children, their agency had to. So sometimes we had upwards of 3 to 4 home visits every month. Okay? We still have to do that. And when we get more placements, we'll have to do that. Okay? So that's just the basics. You know, I'm sure I'm missing things. I'm sure Dia and my husband would be like, oh, don't forget this. Oh, beds. So, you have to have appropriate beds, obviously. If let's say we're licensed for example, right now, our license is for 3 beds, okay? So what that means is we can have 3 foster children. Now, if we were to get a sibling group, let's pretend we got a sibling group of 3, and then we also have Mr. Because they're siblings, they would count, I think, as one placement, but you have to prove the beds. So back in 2023, when we were licensed, I think for just 2, I want to say 2, okay, we had a baby and Mr. Well, we decided we wanted baby's older sibling. So she had to redo some paperwork. We had to sign some things. We had to get a bed, prove that we had a bed. They wanted a video of the room that she was going to be staying in. Okay, so my whole point here is documentation. We have to prove, okay? We have a reliable car. We can take kids to their needed therapies, no matter what that looks like. Interventions. Let's say they need a surgery. We have to prove that we can do all of that, okay? To do respite, some people, surprising to me, didn't know what respite was. So if you don't know what respite is, I'm again going to create a fake scenario. Let's say my husband and my family and I had to go to a wedding out of state, okay? And let's say we chose not to take, you can choose to take them, but if you take your kids out of state, again, you have to do all the things, which is good. But if we choose, like, hey, we're not going to take said child, our agency then would help us find respite. So that would be, they're going to start with another agency in our family. And they'll say, hey, like I was supposed to do respite this weekend for a family because they were going away for like 5 days. So I was going to do respite for their toddler. Well, it turns out I don't need to. But that just means basically babysitting in your agency. So these families in our agency are, they've had all their background checks. Obviously, they're licensed foster parents. They're safe. Okay. Now, I do have family nearby that got the appropriate fingerprints. And I actually have cousins nearby that just got licensed. So we're lucky because now we have those options. Okay. So if nobody in our agency could, then we could always ask my cousins. So that all being said, I say all of that to say the system. Jesus, help me here. The system is, for the most part, inadequate. The system has failed multiple times. We have seen it in action. Now, that's not everyone. We have had some excellent caseworkers who do their job and do it well. Period. I'm not going to name them, but they know who they are. We have had our agency, a dream. I'm sorry, but our agency is unmatched. Period. The staff, the way they handle things, the way they advocate with us and for us, period. Not every agency is like that. And you know, I'm the kind of person, especially, I take people at face value. I trust people. I see the best in people. I trust people. I think I just said I trust people. Now you lie to me or I catch you in a lie, I'm done. I don't trust you, period. I try to see the best and I believe what people say. Okay. I believe them. Made that mistake. Won't do that again. So these children, as a foster parent, you are a legally mandated reporter. You are their step-in parent. You advocate for them. You, like the children that we've had, I've advocated anywhere from mental health, physical health. I've noticed, hey, so-and-so can't hear well. There's a problem. Or I actually noticed on one of our children, the way he was talking, eating, food would get stuck in his throat. You could just tell. And when we sleep trained him, I would hear him, the way he breathed wasn't normal to me. So I brought it up. Lo and behold, dude needed his tonsils out. That's what I said. So it's your job as a parent to pay attention to these things. It's your job as a parent to keep children safe, keep them in a bed, keep them clean, clothes, get them therapy if they need it. These children, 95% of them are coming with trauma, okay? It's your job to pay attention to signs, things that they're doing, underlying, you know, read into it. You always want to read into it because we've gotten children where either the agency has withheld information, the agency they're coming from, I want to say, not our agency. Our agency only knows what they're told. Information is withheld, or they lie, or we got a group of 4 siblings one time and they told us something huge the day they dropped them off. What? I'm not going to get into it, but when I told my agency that, she about had a fit. Like, she's like, I didn't know. So I'm like, it's fine, we'll deal with it. Well, because of that thing that they decided to drop on us the day they dropped the kids off, the entire time we had this placement, that specific thing kept coming up. So, I'm going to try to be very careful here. Why then, as foster parents, are we called and mandated and bound by the law to do A, B, and C? But when it comes to the bio parents, they can lie. They get visits. They allow their children to get high at these visits. I know this for a fact. They're not required to provide all the clothing, beds, Who needs a bed? Safe cars, and I'm talking safe cars that actually have the seats in them that the kids can buckle up in. You know, there's that. Food, you know, they'll eat when they eat. And this, yes, I'm being sarcastic because I'm so angry right now. Medical care. Oh, we're just not going to give them their medication. Or, I've had agencies move children to a, quote, foster to adopt home out of our care when we didn't want them to leave, and we actually voiced we're willing to adopt, because we can, and I'll explain that in a minute, because said parent was going to get, they were losing their rights to the children. Caseworkers to my face told me multiple times, we filed PC. PC means permanent custody, meaning bio parents are losing their children. Okay? So children have left my care when I had surgery scheduled or doctor's appointment that they needed and therapies that they needed scheduled. No, they're leaving. Then they manipulate you by saying, oh, you want what's best for them, right? You said that yourself. Yeah, but this isn't best for them. So you're supposed to advocate. You're supposed to report everything to these agencies, both yours and the children's agencies, okay? But as soon as you do, you labeled inappropriate. You're too attached. These aren't your kids. If you don't get them the care they need, you can lose these kids. You can lose your foster license. You can get written up. But when they go back, or they go to another home, or they go back to their bio parents, forget it. It's out the window. You are also taught in training, try to have relationships with the bio parents, okay? Validate them. Let them, you know, they've lost their kids. They want some semblance of control. If it's safe, if it's appropriate. Send them pictures, you know, keep crafts. Just include them so they still feel like they're a parent, okay? Partner with them, mentor them, encourage them. We have tried to do all of the above. Out of all of the foster children that we've had, we have one parent. She's family now. I'm not going to say which one. We love her. She loves us. I send her videos and pictures almost definitely weekly, sometimes daily. I include her, you know, in the first lost tooth, I've been saving for years, crafts, things that he's made, stuff for her. And we have a great relationship. I think that is wise advice, because typically when a parent loses their child, it could be anything: drugs, neglect, abuse. And 10 times out of 10, this is generational. It's a generational cycle, okay? The bio parents abused or neglected them, or were drug addicts themselves, okay? Parents before them. So it is generation after generation. And ideally, the cycle would stop. And actually, we've seen a parent where she broke the cycle. She broke the cycle. She's 2 years clean, living her best life, happily married. Like, she's doing amazing, and we're so proud of her. And I know that I'm kind of everywhere right now. To bring it back, why then do these parents, biological parents who get their kids back when they shouldn't, why then are they not held to the same standards? Why? If this system is rushing the process that shouldn't be rushed, saying one thing, doing another thing, because A, they want the kids off the docket, B, it's too much money, C, we're going to be saving a lot of money if we just rush these kids back, and oh great, well, you have 4 walls, that's great. It doesn't matter if the walls have holes in them, but great. It's under the assumption that this parent is going to, I don't know, give the kids their medication, drive safely, provide everything they need. But nope, they're going to close the case, rush the process, close the case, wash their hands of the kids, okay? These children, and I understand not every foster parent is doing it for the right reasons. I understand that. And I've heard of some, okay? I understand not every foster home is great. I understand that, okay? I'm speaking about us and the circle of foster homes that I know of, okay? Whatever. We choose to be all in foster parents. And this is not praise me, pat on the back, not at all. We were called to do this and we want to do it correctly. Have we made mistakes? Absolutely. Absolutely. But we learn from those. And just also for the record, as a foster parent, you are required to continue training. Okay? We do trainings every year, whether it's because we are a therapeutic foster home. So there's some trainings we have to do every year. Okay? So this isn't you're licensed and you're good to go. No, you have to stay on top of that. So why don't biological parents? Why aren't they required to do what we're required to do? Therapies, counselings, classes. These parents, literally they say, we want you to do this, but they're not supervised. Nobody can prove that these parents did it. They can say, oh yeah, I did it. But they're not implementing it because I don't think they did it in the first place. I've had more kids come to us that never had enough food, never had proper beds, but 75% of them are back with their parents. Now, some of those parents could be doing well. Like, great, okay? We're just trusting they are, all right? What I can do is I can pray for them. And if I can continue to advocate for them, which is something I had to do this week. I am a mandated reporter. Period. Okay? And this isn't like, that's not how I would have dressed them, or that's not how I would have done it. This has nope. We saw some very concerning things, very unsafe things, very neglectful things. We're required to report, so we did. And then we're cut off. We pour into these children because that is what we are called to do. We love them. We bring them in as our own. Like, if you talk to me, I don't say I have 2 bio children, 1 adopted, and some fosters. No. You will 10 out of 10 times hear me say, I have X amount of sons and X amount of daughters. That's what I say. I don't say, oh, we're foster parents. Because it makes me uncomfortable when people are like, God bless you. You're so great. I could never do that. People do, and I don't like that. Because yes, you can. Anyone can do it if they choose to. Period. You could. It's just maybe you're not called to, and that's okay. We're not all called to the same thing, and that's the beauty of the body of Christ. Great. We can still support each other, but I get it. We're not all called to be pastors. We're not all called to be a nun. We're not all called to do, you know what I mean? And that's okay. My point is, we love these children well. We pour into them. We give them everything, not only that they need, but everything that they deserve, as we should. Okay? And when you pour and pour and pour and do and advocate, and you see these children thriving and growing and healing. And yes, sometimes you have to move a child from your home for certain reasons. I'm not getting into any of that. I could literally sit and defend everything right here but I'm not. I can't share it. Okay? You suffer and you mourn and you grieve and you feel like a failure for how many days and weeks and months afterwards? What could I have done better? You know, I failed. I this, I that. You beat yourself up when you have to move a child. And you risk, when you have to move a child, losing all of them. You risk that. I'm going to pause for a second. Sorry, I was ordering my coffee. But to wrap that up, let's just say we love these children. We are their biggest cheering section. Their teachers at school, the staff at school, love them too and pour into them as well. And then they're just moved. They're moved. They're taken. It all stops. I tried to advocate, you know, I'm told to report everything, so I do. Then I'm labeled nitpicky. I'm extra. That's a general term, like not just but mom, like foster moms, foster dads, foster families. They tell you in class, your family always comes first. Your biological children or adopted, your spouse, the people that live in your home, that always comes first. There are times when your children are suffering or in danger or at risk for abuse from other placements when it becomes unsafe and you have to move a child. No, that's never the first resort. Yes, it does cause trauma to the child. Yes. And you know that you're part of that. And I will probably die on a hill and go to my grave having that in my heart and that guilt. And, you know, but to see children that were thriving, that were doing so well, that had everything they need, thrust back into the place that got them into foster care in the first place, thrust back into trauma, into neglect, like, what's the point? You know, what's the point? Is it so important to you to get someone off a docket to save a few dollars or some minutes of time? Like, how do you sleep at night? Truly, how do you sleep at night? Children matter. Every child matters. Children in the system are some of the most vulnerable, most at risk, and we need to do better. We need to do better. If you are a foster parent and you are drowning and you are struggling and you are burnt out, hopefully you have an agency like I do that validates you, advocates for you, helps you, gives you or directs you to resources. And if you don't, I'm sorry, but you need to find one. If you've never had a poor experience, great, congratulations, you're one of the few. It's hard. It's hard work. But you always have to be a voice for any child. Even, I would hope, any child that came into your care that you loved like your own, I would hope that you would advocate for them, support them, and love them well, even unto adulthood. You know what I mean? Like, your family, like you're cemented in some capacity together forever, you know? Every foster child we've had, we put their picture on our wall. And I love it. It just reminds me of who I was blessed to be able to love and pour into. I don't care how it ended. I will always love these children. Always. But system, if we are giving these children back to broken situations, to broken households, hold on one second. Anyway, I'm frustrated because children deserve better. Because we can do better. We are called to do better. If you're not a foster parent, that's okay. If you are an adult and you have contact with children, pay attention. Are they clean? Are they getting enough to eat? Are they too tired? Are they, were they fine 1 week and then you're noticing them kind of derailing a little bit? Pay attention. Talk to them. Not every child will tell the truth, but you know what I mean? It's just, if you're a parent and you have eyes, you can see, and you have, I'm sure, some kind of intuition. Got my coffee. Thank you, Jesus, for this coffee. Amen. This is so good. So I want to wrap this up. I hope some of what I said made sense. I hope if you get anything out of this, I hope it's this. I hope if you know of foster families or you see even a regular family struggling, don't judge them. Support them. Don't say, what do you need? And then when they, we're not the only ones. We've gotten to the point where it's just easier to say we're fine. It's fine. Because asking for help has become so complicated and so stupid, to be honest. If you're blessed to have a village, you're lucky and great. But there are a lot of children that are suffering in silence, that are being abused, that are being neglected. Their needs are being neglected. We are America. America. No child should be going without medical care, medications that they need, interventions that they need, therapies that they need, in order for them to thrive and to succeed in life. That is unacceptable. Period. If these parents are not ready to have their children back, by no means should we be thrusting them back into that household or rushing any process or, oh, mom cried. I know she loves the kids, but of course, these parents, you know what my husband said last weekend? He said, these bio parents, you know what we need in our society? We need mentors. Mentors for these parents. I'm like, that is brilliant. They do. They need mentors. And I have a heart for them too. I truly do. Just, you don't have to parent like I do or do what I do, but I would love to come alongside you and help you navigate or give you a break or something. A lot of these biological parents that are losing these children never had a role model. They never had a parent to parent them well. Or their parents abuse them too, and the cycle just continues. Good gracious. It's been a hard week of feeling sad and feeling like I failed these kids in some way. I have prayed and prayed. I mean, if anything good out of this, I know the Lord is advocating on their behalf. I have prayed and prayed without ceasing. We're going on 5-6 days now. I have fasted. I know He hears our prayers. And you know what? That's all I can do right now. I advocated. I did what I needed to do. And now I pray because they're in God's hands. I mean, that's the best place to be, honestly. So friends, children are a blessing. These children are our future. These children deserve a chance. They deserve basic things like 3 meals a day, a bed to sleep in, a clean home. And by clean, I'm not saying it needs to be clean on anybody's standards. You know what I mean. Not living in trash. If you wouldn't put an animal in that home, why are children living there? Period. Period. They deserve to be properly buckled in a car. Actually, they deserve to have a seat in the car. Period. I'm sad and I'm sick. I'm just praying. You know what I mean? Try to pour into children in any capacity, teenagers. Pay attention. Ask the Lord to give you eyes to see, ears to hear, discernment. Love them. You know, if you see someone that's hungry, it doesn't have to be obvious or anything big. Slip them an extra sandwich or something. You know, if you see they need a pair of shoes, leave some at their desk. It doesn't have to be, you don't need accolades, or it doesn't have to be, you know, you don't have to draw more unwanted attention on them. If they're sad or something seems off, talk to them. Be a safe space for them to share. Give them a hug. Love them well. These children deserve so much. In America, we can do better. We can do better. We can do so much better. If you are a parent and you are struggling, you have access to more than you probably know about. Call the churches, call the thrift stores. They can provide clothes, food pantries. Go ahead and call your children's services and they can direct you to housing. They can help you. There are services out there to help you. If you are a bio parent and you did get your kids back, bravo, and you're doing it right. We're proud of you. And sometimes you need to lose something in order to see what you had and how you can be a better steward of that, okay? Nobody's judging you, all right? If you're doing your best and you're doing what you're supposed to do for your child, I'm giving you a standing ovation over here, truly. But break the cycle. We can break the cycle, the generational cycle. There's things that my husband and I have had to break. We've had cycles that we've had to break. It's hard, but we've done it. So I want to wrap this up. I don't even know what to call this vlog other than we can do better. I hope that you have a blessed day. I just needed to say all of this. I could say so much more. So much more. To my fellow foster mommies, I'm blessed to know you, and I'm blessed to have you in my life. Any mama. It's hard, and dad, and father. If you are being a father in today's age, bravo, because not a lot of men are really stepping up and giving these kids the father they deserve. I'm going to continue to pray and continue to advocate. And if the Lord sees fit to bless us with more kiddos, I will consider that an honor and a privilege. Truly. It is our honor and our privilege to serve these children. It's not always easy. And we're human. We don't always do a perfect job. Period. But my goodness, especially me, I want to always learn. 10 out of 10 times, I want to learn from my mistakes. I want to always do better. I think we all can strive do better, love better, be better, speak better. Life is a continuous process of growing, of seeking, of learning. Don't give up. Don't give up on these children. Don't give up on yourself. But listen, we need to be more aware of our surroundings and the people around us. And I am so thankful and blessed for our agency. And I also want to say this really quick. I understand this system is full of workers that are burnout. It's very rare nowadays especially caseworkers to stick it out long term. The things that these people have to see and hear and be witness to would break anyone. I don't envy that. But on the same token, it is your job to tell the truth. Don't let things fall through the cracks. Advocate. Fight for these kids. Ugh. I know that you have eyes and you can see what you're sending them back to, some of you. But I thank you for the people out there that are truly exposed to the horrors that foster care is and what these children come from and what they go through. I could sit here and tell you stories that would literally have you puking in your bathroom or weeping. Some of it we've heard personally or witnessed personally. But anyway, friends, I think I'm going to conclude this vlog. I know it's pretty heavy, but I think it was due. It was time. It was time to say it. I hope it made sense. We're so blessed. We're so blessed that God called us to this, that He allows us to do this, even though it seems like forever in between placements. He knows. He knows who is coming, who is supposed to come through our door, what they're going to need. He knows that. And He's going to equip us to parent them well and love them well and meet them exactly where they're at. So I hope you have a blessed day. I hope you learned something from this. If nothing else, pray. Get on your knees and pray for these kids, because they need it and they need us. Miss Kitty. You get sheepy.